The storm didn't start slowly. It exploded. Rain slammed into the ground so hard it felt like the sky was falling apart. Wind howled through the trees, snapping branches and turning the dirt into thick mud. And right in the middle of it, a tiny kitten was alone. She had been following her mother just minutes earlier. One wrong step. One loud crack of thunder. And suddenly, the forest swallowed her whole. Now she stood shaking beneath a broken wooden crate, water pouring in from every side. Her fur was soaked flat. Her paws were numb. Every breath came out as a weak, desperate cry that barely survived the sound of the rain. She tried to move. Her legs slipped. She fell into the mud. The kitten cried louder. Somewhere in the storm, her mother was searching. Running. Calling. But the rain erased sound. Distance erased hope. The kitten curled into herself. Cold. Exhausted. Running out of strength. Then the ground began to shake. At first, it felt like thunder. But it wasn't. Heavy footsteps pressed into the mud, slow, careful, deliberate. The kitten lifted her head. Through the rain, she saw something massive moving toward her. A baby elephant stepped out from the trees. He was young, still smaller than the adults, but to the kitten, he looked like a moving mountain. Rain rolled off his back. His ears flapped as he paused, sensing something small and frightened beneath him. The kitten panicked. She hissed weakly, trying to crawl backward. Her body trembled so badly she could barely stay upright. The elephant stopped. He didn't charge. He didn't trumpet. He listened. The tiny cry reached him again. Slowly, carefully, he lowered his head. His trunk hovered inches from the ground, not touching, just feeling. The kitten froze, expecting the worst. But it didn't come. Instead, the elephant shifted his weight and stepped forward. Then something unbelievable happened. He turned his body sideways and stood directly between the kitten and the storm. The rain that had been pounding the kitten suddenly stopped. She looked up. The elephant's massive body had become a wall, blocking the wind, the rain, the cold. Water poured down his back instead, splashing harmlessly into the mud. The kitten stared, confused. She was still scared, but she wasn't cold anymore. Minutes passed. The storm grew stronger. The elephant stayed. Rain soaked his skin. Mud clung to his legs. Lightning cracked across the sky. He didn't move. At one point, the wind knocked the crate sideways. The kitten cried out, exposed again. The elephant reacted instantly. He reached up with his trunk, pulled down a large leafy branch, and carefully placed it over the crate, creating a roof. Not crushing it. Not touching the kitten. Just protecting. The kitten crawled back under the shelter, shaking less now. Slowly, she inched closer to the elephant's leg, drawn by warmth. She pressed against him. The elephant didn't flinch. He stood there, silent, steady, guarding a life that wasn't his. Then, through the chaos of rain, another sound broke through. A frantic meow. The kitten's ears snapped up. She answered with everything she had left. The elephant lifted his head. He listened. Then he did something no one expected. He trumpeted. Not loud, not aggressive. A deep, steady call that cut through the storm. Once. Twice. Again. The sound traveled farther than the kitten's cry ever could. Moments later, a soaked mama cat burst from the trees, eyes wild, breath ragged. She froze. Her baby, alive. Protected by an elephant. Fear flashed across her face. She crouched low, ready to fight if she had to. The elephant noticed her. And stepped back. Just enough. Giving space. Giving trust. Mama cat ran to her baby, licking her frantically, crying softly, refusing to let go. The kitten pressed into her mother, safe at last. The elephant stayed until the rain slowed, until the danger passed. Then he turned. Before disappearing into the trees, he stopped and looked back once, ears flapping gently. And then he was gone. That night, the storm passed. But something else remained. Proof that kindness doesn't belong to one species. That protection doesn't require understanding. Sometimes, it just requires heart. And that day, the biggest heart in the storm belonged to a baby elephant.